During the summer of 2019, I worked as a front desk agent for the Clarion Inn Hotel. I was responsible for many tasks, including answering the phone, sorting out registration cards, checking guests in, checking guests out, and keeping order overall. The front desk is known as the heart of the hotel, so everything that happens there affects all other capacities within the hotel. Most of the time, I was scheduled with another person, so we were able to disperse the workload amongst ourselves. However, as I started working there longer and getting more comfortable, they scheduled me by myself. I wasn't really sure what to expect, but I knew that it was important for me to stay calm and follow the procedures that I had been taught. Even though I followed these procedures, it was still very challenging for me, given that in past situations I always had someone else to ask questions to and assist me with anything I needed help with. Nonetheless, I still was able to be present in all of the tasks that were needed to get done because it was challenging. Once I was involved in one task, another task needed attention, and sometimes another task in addition to that needed attention. So being able to have that ability to multitask and be present in all of those situations was super crucial to making sure things functioned properly and that the hotel stayed afloat as a whole. During the fall 2018 semester, I interned for the women's basketball team. I was responsible for taking photos and videos and then taking this media and creating content such as informational posters and flyers that would be posted on their social media pages. Since this internship lasted for the entire basketball season, I knew it was important for me to keep the content related but different. For one event in particular, the coach asked me to create a logo. So what I did was I created 4 different logos, which required me to be creative enough to come up with 4 different designs to present to her. I wanted to capture her vision just as much as my own, and in order to do this, I had to actively communicate with her beforehand to make sure that I incorporated things she wanted and kept out things that she didn't want. This same dynamic was present in all of my projects throughout the semester, because if the projects didn't have direction, they wouldn't have been successful. I was the website coordinator for Veritas, the school's newspaper, for 2 years, in which I demonstrated both leadership and teamwork skills. I had many peers within the practicum that would ask me to post their content to the site because it was ultimately my decision. However, a lot of them would only stick with content that they were comfortable with, and so they'd only do articles or they'd only do podcasts. But my job was to keep variety on the site. I wanted to make sure that my peers were featured on the site as well, so in order to combat this issue, I would challenge them to do different types of content. And what this did is it allowed them to learn different types and get the most out of the practicum, and it also provided me with that variety of content for the site so that it wasn't just the same types of things being posted. Another skill that I learned in this experience was collaboration. I worked alongside our social media coordinator, Emily, and her and I made sure that all of the platforms, so all the social media and the website, were uniform and that there wasn't anything that was missing or didn't make sense. During the fall 2019 semester, I interned with Career Services at Bridgewater. One of my tasks was to improve the functionality of the website. My determination to achieve this was fueled by both motivation and energy. I was required to get 120 hours for the semester alongside keeping up with my classes and going to work. I remember one weekend specifically, I was just swamped with classwork and I had to go to work, so I didn't have a lot of downtime. My initial thought was I just wanted to rest in that downtime, but I knew it was my responsibility to be productive in that downtime and make edits to the site. In order to effectively make edits, I had to learn how to maneuver on the site, and this site was not accessible. So in order to expand my knowledge, I watched YouTube tutorials of how to edit the site and better the site, and it ultimately made me successful in making the site more accessible to the users.